why I spit Patron on this microphone. Watch out, I'm in the zone, worth for everything I own. Life is March Madness, one mistake, then you go. Yeah, I had a stroke, but your boy still rhyming. And Fresh got locked, but the squad still wildin'. Catch me in any city in the hood, we grinding.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros are comments made by Manny Pacquiao. He said he thinks he will be able to fight 2 times in 2021. We've heard Errol Spence Jr. say that he wants to fight with Manny Pacquiao. We've also heard Terrence Crawford say he wants to fight with Manny Pacquiao. We're on the record saying we don't want anyone to get fame off Manny Pacquiao's name. However, if Manny Pacquiao does decide to fight one of the other champions, which champion would you rather see Manny Pacquiao fight and why? I'm going to start this one off with G.
All right, so I like both gentlemen. I like Spence. I like TC. But my pick would be Errol Spence, but not for them in particular. It's really, I'm going with Spence because of PBC. And the reason why I say this is because I really do like how PBC and Fox puts their productions together and how they market each fighter. You know, like you could tell they put a lot of money, like a lot of marketing dollars towards the production, the build up, the storyline and everything that I feel like Pacquiao deserves. You know, I don't like how ESPN, I feel like ESPN does a trashy job promoting their fighters and promoting the event. It doesn't look as spectacular or grandiose as a PBC event or even a DAZN event, you know? And so I just feel like Pacquiao, you know, I would love to see like a storyline, like a mini docu-series or something before the fight about Pacquiao's life growing up. And I feel like Fox and PBC provides that type of buildup. ESPN, not so much. So that's why I'm choosing Spence over TC for Pacquiao, just so I could see his story. And, you know, it'd be just dope to have that type of footage for a legend.
All right, Dollar Bill.
I don't want him to fight neither one. And I know the question posed. I do this all the time. I know. Y'all want to attack me. I know y'all do. You know what I'm saying? But hey, fine. You know, you said either which one. Neither. Okay, I want him to fight Mikey Garcia and another one of the give him Gamboa. You know what I'm saying? Somebody else.
I'm thinking with Mikey, but Gamboa now.
Somebody has to retire Gamboa. Why not?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I don't want Manny Pacquiao in there with these big guys. People forget Terrence Crawford is a big guy also. You know what I'm saying? Like, wasn't he a wrestler in school or something? So I want him in there with some big guy, man. Errol's a big guy. Errol should be 154 or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want him to be taking punishments from, like I said, even when he fought Thurman. Thurman was a big guy. Pacquiao took some shots, and I didn't like how Pacquiao looked after the end of the fight. You see, we haven't seen Manny Pacquiao. The champ has nothing else to prove. What does he have else to prove? The champ has nothing else to prove. Manny, you don't have nothing else to prove.
I can't speak for everyone, but I certainly agree with you, and I don't want to see him fight anyone. But
either one of these guys.
I mean, either of the champions. But he said that he's coming back in 2021, and he feels like he has 2 fights. And if he chooses to unify, which fighter would you rather see him unify with? So if you had no choice, Manny's going to do it anyway. Manny say he's going to do it, and you have to set up a fight for him. Which fight would you be like, Manny, you should go with this fight?
Crawford. I would have to pick Crawford. So Crawford can unify, and then it could be a mega fight with him and Spence for undisputed welterweight, if I had to pick.
I know how
Manny don't do it.
I know how difficult that was for you, Trill. I appreciate it.
Pulled it out of me.
Thank you, Trill. All right, Ned.
I'm gonna cry in the car. I'm in the car.
Well, I agree with Trills, but I would say fight both. If he's gonna have to unify and then fight for undisputed, then that's both on this. He has to.
Yo, why can't y'all just answer the question that's being asked, yo?
Both, like that's his legacy right there. That's what he wants. He wants undisputed in welterweight.
So you're saying that his 2 fights in 2021, he should go for both.
Go for both. Yeah, yo. Hey,
Undisputed at 42.
legendary. That'd be crazy. He goes out on and then he goes out on. He might not even go out in the sunset. He might not ride off in the sunset. So that's my pick. Both. Let's go, Manny Pacquiao.
Okay, so he fights both. Which one should he fight first, Ned?
TC, then. Well, we see how things is with TC, and TC want to fight. So let's go with TC first. And what's that? If he gets TC out of there, then go for Spence.
But both of them want that fight.
True, but if
I'm sorry.
you talk too much. But
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Nah, but
dig deep. Let's go.
Yeah, go. I'm not trying to laugh, but but if TC says he wants to fight, if whoever can make the fight set up first, we all know the big fight is undisputed in that division. So after that, if it's Spence, if he makes the fight with Spence first, go with Spence. If it's easy to make the fight since they're both from PBC, or Manny has great ties with PBC, that the fight needs to happen instead of ESPN. Then, but we see TC about to move around, and that might be another big fight that's able to happen as well. So, but Spence, if it can happen, TC if it happen, but I want both 2021. Let's go.
Let me just pose this hypothetical to you, Ned.
Yeah.
Manny Pacquiao decides, okay, I'm going to fight Terrence Crawford first in 2021, and he loses to Terrence Crawford. You still want to see Pacquiao versus Spence?
I want to see undisputed.
So here goes there. So here's the point then, Ned.
Yeah.
Said you want both. They can only be both if
he wins.
Hey.
That's why I'm hoping he wins. I can't ask for more within a hope. Like I can't go in there and box for Manny. Manny gonna step in the ring.
Right, Ned, hold up. You're hoping he wins.
Yeah.
What if he fights Errol Spence first? Who you want to win that fight?
Oh man, you already know I want to win, man. But I'm going with the truth.
Okay, so Errol Spence wins if he fights Errol Spence first.
Yeah.
You want to see Pacquiao fight Terrence Crawford?
I think it'll be a dope fight, but you know.
I thought you said you wanted
so you would rather see.
But it's still.
Wait, so Ned, you would rather see Pacquiao fight TC over TC fighting Errol for undisputed?
I'd rather see Pacquiao fight Errol for undisputed. So he can fight TC first. I'll give him that.
So the point in asking you those questions is now you see why who he would fight first matters, right?
Yes.
Okay. So for me, I think Trill hit the nail on the head when he was forced to. I'd rather see him fight Terrence Crawford first. And the reason being is, one, although Terrence Crawford is bigger than Manny Pacquiao, he's not as big as Errol Spence. And I think Errol Spence's size will pose a very difficult challenge for Manny Pacquiao. He's even said it himself. When he beat Antonio Margarito, he looked sensational doing it, but his size and his strength made it very difficult. And Antonio Margarito wasn't the most skilled fighter he's ever been in the ring with, but just his size and his strength made it a difficult fight. Although Manny made it look easy, beat the brakes off of Antonio Margarito. But Earl's big. And then there's Terrence Crawford, who's smaller but still bigger than Manny Pacquiao. And Manny Pacquiao's been taking on these giants, and he's been fighting at a disadvantage for most of his career. And I don't want to see him fight either one of them because I know they're just looking for fame off the name. But Manny did just beat Keith Thurman. And I know the warrior Manny's probably like, beat Keith Thurman, I'll beat Terrence Crawford, I'll beat Errol Spence too. Because you know how it is. You know how it is when you're Manny. Manny's like a nice guy and he makes the jokes, but there's a killer instinct inside Manny. And when he watched Errol Spence fight, he's probably watching Danny and said, I would have did better than that. When he was watching Kell Brook take some rounds for Terrence Crawford, he was probably saying, Brook wouldn't do that with me. So I can see the warrior in Manny Pacquiao, but I'd rather him fight TC because, one, I think he has a better chance against TC. But also, if he loses the TC and TC beats Manny Pacquiao, Terrence Crawford would inherit star power that would put him on equal footing with Errol Spence, where he can say, now I'm unified champion and I just want to fight on pay-per-view, which I would assume would do good numbers. And he can say, now all the advantages you have over me are gone. You can't say that you beat better fighters. You can't say that you're a bigger pay-per-view star because I just beat Manny Pacquiao, the legend, and I just did it on pay-per-view and produced good numbers. Of course, we will all know it's not Manny Pacquiao in his prime, but that's not going to matter to the Terrence Crawford fans. That's not going to matter to the boxing public. The only thing that's going to matter is he got 2 belts. He did it on pay-per-view, and he beat the great Manny Pacquiao. And I think that's the best chance for us to get Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford. So if Pacquiao fights anyone, I hope it's Terrence Crawford.
Please like and subscribe. Let us know how you feel. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. We are the Boxing Bros.
We could have been flawless, flying up to make people's mouths drop jawless. How can 2 years be erased in 1 August? And you know I have my pride, so I had to get brolic. All in all, I can't call it. Just know you're my queen. Wish I was denim, cause then I be in your jeans. Can't fight fate, and you've been loving me since your teens. But when you can't move forward, you gotta wipe your slate clean.